Close to me, anyway.
Snugpod tea party. Is there a teacup anywhere?
I guess I should add some teacups. I got a beer mug over here.
I didn't mean like in here. I meant the emojis on the PlayStation.
Yep. Got it. There's probably a teapot.
There's like a green tea cup. Oh, there's a teapot. Perfect. Going live. Yes, including audio. Audio included.
We should all have tea to drink while we're podcasting.
I actually do have tea. I just didn't have time to heat it, so I abandoned it.
Oh, hot. I don't want no hot tea anyway. I'm a cold sweet tea guy.
Dang southerner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am a green tea, no sugar person.
Wow.
No, I'm a brown tea with lots of sugar person.
We've redecorated.
Yep. JT and Moki helped me figure out the rugs because I didn't have any springy bright rugs. And then Moki found the tea table for all the cakes.
Okie dokie. Tweet is sent.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, ba-dum.
Otherwise, I think I did a great job with that chandelier.
Yeah, you did.
Like, we started with the chandelier and it kind of just went from there.
Did you make that yourself?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
A giant flower and some hangy things. Let's go.
It's actually a mushroom with a bunch of the Red Guard wedding lights put into it.
That's what I was going to say. I see all the Red Guard, let's see. Yeah, that's the Necrom mushroom things.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Pretty nifty.
You're all springy too. You changed your outfit.
Yeah, I'm wearing my trial outfit today because, I don't know, I just felt like wearing bright colors. That weren't red.
I'm wearing my green costume. Maybe I should change out of it.
That's fine. Maybe. Like, I noticed we blend into the background in here a lot, so I figured change it up a bit.
Let's see. Oh no, I forgot I dyed that. Everything's green because I'm a Bosmer.
There you go.
Jakarn's ensemble.
I mean, the red helps.
Yeah. Let's see.
Matches your hair.
It does. Oh, I could wear the regalia of the Orsimer King. No, I blend in. Ew.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's great. You put on that as a wood elf, and it's like you're swimming in it.
Yeah.
The thing from Necrom.
Yep.
Like my character, I put on my character and immediately, I'm like, I feel like a little kid wearing a robe. This is horrible. It's like my daughter walking around in my giant cosplay shoes. Yeah, look at me. No.
That's a little. Trip. I blend a little less there.
I don't know. You're wearing brown and green. Like,
yeah, that's true.
That is very blendy. All of your outfits blend in.
Yeah.
What about just your regular normal blue outfit?
Oh yeah, I could do that. Oh, I forgot. I've got my tabard on. I changed it. You're thinking of my PC outfit.
Yes. Yeah. Because it used to be the same.
Mm-hmm. But I changed and put on a different one over here.
Do whatever you want. We can do fashion scrolls later.
That's true. Okay.
We could always throw up one of those little divider things behind us if we need to, for contrast.
Nah. I'll just wear this for now. Hold on. I'm very bright then. I'm showing my skin.
It blends in. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a neutral tone.
All right. Back to screenshot mode. Okay, stream is up. One quick check. Dropping controller. Doing great. Doing great. Doing great.
The top part of your outfit almost has a slight Spider-Man outfit look to it. It looks kind of webby.
It does kind of look webby. Oh, I forgot. Hold, please.
Webby. Oh, I forgot.
Okay. I could hear us. That's good.
Webby.
Okay.
Okay. All right then.
Okay.
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 So is okay
Ready
mean?
whenever you are.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tea party. A Snugpod Cast. We are here to talk some Elder Scrolls Online tonight, and we are happy to have you with us, be it right now or at some time in the future. But if you want to join us in person, you certainly are welcome to come do so. So come do that. I am Never Separate, and with me, as always, I have Gwen the Bard. What is up?
It's bright in here.
It is. It is almost blinding compared to our normal lighting setup.
You always tell me it's too dim.
But I like it. Looks good. And Gone Crazy back soon. How are you?
I'm here. I'm good. But I just realized it's St. Patrick's Day and none of us are wearing green.
I'm not Irish.
Oh. Well, I am, but that's okay.
Well,
it's all right. I suppose we don't have.
Don't pinch me.
Okay, I won't. I guess you could say that we are in the ultimate green, though, considering we are in Grahtwood.
Yes.
And in a snow.
We're safe by default.
That's right. Default safe.
You know, I don't think...
Actually, Gwen does have some green there on her sleeve.
Oh, I did change it back. Aw. Oh, well.
There's some green on the flower there. On your left arm.
Ah, there. Haha, I count.
All right. Have y'all had a chance to do anything in-game?
I just decided to help Azadar with a thing, and whoa, was that the longest starter companion quest ever.
Yeah.
Has me travel all over Necrom, and now we're gonna travel together so I can learn his story.
You're so excited, I can tell.
My eye is twitching.
Yeah,
He's definitely your favorite companion.
For those that aren't privy to conversations behind the scenes, there's been a whole lot of Gwen just going on and on and on about how excited she is that she's going to finally get to know this companion and how he's the one she's been looking forward to the most. There's no sarcasm there at all.
None. Zero.
So how's that going for you, Gwen?
We literally just started. Like, I just met him before we sat down in the Snugpod.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I did all of his intro quest. And then I went and grabbed the lizard guy.
Yep. I have now done his intro quest, and now I have to maximize that rapport so I can finish his story.
Mm-hmm. By doing all the things that he doesn't that you don't like to do because he doesn't like any of the things that you like to do.
We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna. Has anyone, if any of our listeners have ever watched, oh god, I don't even remember what it's called. It's an old TV show. Oh, it's gonna rack my brain now that I don't remember what it's called. But there's this guy, and he like meets Excalibur, and he becomes his best friend, and they're doing like a daily routine together, and they're great, and everything's fine. And then there's a small thing that like just kills their friendship. That's gonna be me and Azadar, because going through the starter quest, like, this is great. You're using phrases I use. We're getting along. You're super excited to do stuff. You are also prompt and punctual. But I know from reading the articles and stuff the things he doesn't like, and I know we're gonna have problems.
What do you mean you don't want to go visit the Mages Guild? Yeah. Well, what about you, Crazy?
I have been doing some more of Rothgar Orsinium on PC.
Trader.
And, okay.
I was talking to the cat.
I was able to claim all of my stuff already on PlayStation. So because I have FOMO, I'm doing the main quest on PC. And I also started doing a little bit more High Isle again on PlayStation. So I'm like well over halfway, I think, through that quest. I just need to finish it. It's like I want to concentrate on it so bad, and then I get online and something else happens and I get distracted, and yeah. But that, and I finally started doing writs again, because for a while, because of all the events that had been going on, I hadn't been doing them. So started that rotation back up again. And then I was off for like 10 days on vacation, and I thought, wow, I cannot wait to game and get so much done and do all of the things. And then everyone in my household got sick.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I've been up to. Just been doing some other behind the scenes stuff as usual with the guild and editing and all that. So that's pretty much every week. That's a normal thing.
So has Murphy gone back home now?
Yeah, I think Murphy's left, so I don't have to worry about Murphy's Law anymore.
Good.
So yeah, Murphy's gone. But yeah, how about you?
I've done a lot of nothing. At least in ESO. I have not. I think I've missed a day or two, possibly on my logins even. But that's been about all I've really gotten around to doing is logging in and grabbing the reward. I tried to clear up some inventory. I had a bunch of stuff in my mail that was keeping me from being able to receive new things, and trader returns. That's what I meant a minute ago when I said trader. It was trader returns. From things that didn't sell.
Right.
Had nothing to do with the PC backstabbery. But yeah, so I dealt with some inventory stuff a time or two here, trying to get space cleared up, and that's pretty much been about it for me as far as ESO goes. I saw the news article come out about the Orsinium stuff going on, and I was like, oh, there's a new thing going on. I was like, oh wait, no, we already knew about that. But I think we're going to talk about that here in a little bit, because that happened that released after the last show. Is that right?
Yeah, we talked about it on the last show, but then they released an additional thing.
Okay.
This week, basically, which was just kind of a reminder of, don't forget, get your stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yep. Well, so that's been about it for me. So,
Sweet.
Yeah. Y'all want to dive in?
Sure. There wasn't a whole lot of news this week, so.
A whole lot of news. We could go over patch notes and spend 2 hours talking about.
So one thing I noticed that we don't have in our notes is they announced the voice actors that are going to be at the 10-year, and I was wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, I was wrong. We don't get the voice of Cadwell, which it would have made total sense with all the honor theming and everything. But we do get the voice of Athilia, the voice of Azadar, which is why I'm going to do his quests, and we get Wes Johnson again. So that's cool. And I'm not going to even say the voice of, because he's done so many voices.
So many voices. So many.
Very cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the first thing in our news is, as there always is when something new comes out, we've got some community guides for the skins of Ithila.
Oh my gosh.
What? What? Did I say something wrong?
Yes, you know you did.
Oh. What was it?
Scions of Athilia.
Oh, okay. I'm illegitimate. I can't read. So,
Wow.
yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff as always on different things that you can do to get ready, and probably some build stuff coming out. If not already, there will be soon for sure. So who's all featured in here? Usual suspects. A few new names.
Kind of the usual suspects, but there's some good ones that I did want to point out. Ninja Pulls has one called Big Changes in 5 Minutes. So, like, if you don't have a lot of time to peruse the patch notes, there's a great breakdown there of, like, the biggest changes, I guess you could say, that are happening with Update 41, which will hit us on console on the 26th. Is that correct? I think, if I remember. Yeah, Tuesday the 26th. That's usually when it is.
Yeah, we get the 26th. Yep.
Yeah, and then there's a couple things about build stuff, and like some of the other big changes. Deltia's got one in there. There is one by Zynode for Nightblade changes, which I know a lot of people were kind of like, wondering about, because there's some status effect changes and things like that. So there's just some overall general changes to them. And then there is also a guide. Well, actually, I guess it's just high-level gameplay runs of both of the dungeons, and it's the trifectas for both of them by 8 Puppies. So that's kind of a different one. I feel like they haven't really featured that sort of a thing lately. It's usually more like, this is a guide of how you can do something, or this is a build change or whatever. So it's kind of cool that they have some gameplay stuff in there as well.
That next one's pretty interesting. It's like a cookbook thing. Skinny Cheeks, about some spicy food.
No, it's about Rune Carver.
I don't know. It sounds like you're carving a rune, which could probably be some sort of food.
See?
It does say spicy.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Spicy food.
I suppose. Oh, man. And then there's another one that's kind of interesting, too, which is best alliance points to gold conversions during White Strikes. So even though White Strikes is passed, if you happen to build up a ton of AP during that, you can look at what some of the things are that you could convert over and get some gold for. Zerga, has that person ever been showcased before?
That's a new name.
I think so too. Zerga showcases some of the dungeon rewards, going over all things of achievements and undaunted trophies and furniture and all of that stuff. So that's a new one. And then I think Futerko is too. I'm not sure that I've ever seen that name before either. And that is the new furnishing items. What were you going to say, Gwen? I'm sorry.
If it's not new, I don't remember seeing it. And oh my gosh, some of those furnishing items.
Yeah.
Is that a new boat? Looks like a new boat.
I really like that lion head fountain. I know that's weird, but I like that a lot.
I'm just picturing a bunch of people making maze runs using all the Apocrypha furnishings.
Oh my gosh. That actually would be really cool. Like, really cool. That'd be awesome. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's kind of a short and sweet thing there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you probably got solid hour plus of stuff to watch there if you want to go there and watch them all. So we will link them for you.
Absolutely.
And if you want to go through and see if there's anything that interests you, or just check out all of them, it's a bunch of stuff to go through there.
Ooh.
Ooh, I
Sorry,
agree.
I just noticed there's one quick note that's that is important for this. It says, please note many of these guides are drawing on information from the PTS, so they may not now be entirely correct on the final state of Update 41.
That's good to know.
So definitely cross-compare a couple things here with whatever the final pass was for the PTS. Because I do know there were a few changes, I think, because of the status effects and, things like that. So definitely cross-reference everything there. Yeah.
I'm curious to see if anybody has found any good uses for that mythic.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. Awesome. All right. Well, we will link that, and you can go check that out, and you'll have access to all of that spicy food and other things.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on in Orsinium? You said you've been hanging out there?
Yeah, I've been hanging out there.
On
doing some stuff.
On the PC backstabbery? I mean, on the PC systems?
Yeah, the red name stuff.
Yeah.
I've been over there red naming so that I could get the achievements and stuff done in Orsinium, because I have most of them done on PlayStation already. So I was able to claim all the costumes and whatnot that we talked about the last time. But this article, I guess you could say, goes over the actual other rewards that you could earn while you explore Orsinium. Which actually, looking through this, I didn't know some of these. Like the bear head thing. I don't think I actually realized that there was bear helmets in the game that you could get just from playing through. So if you earn the Hero of Hrothgar achievement and you complete the collection of the House of Orsimer Glories, you can get those looks, and I did not realize that, because I actually think I have not completed the House of Orsimer Glories even on PlayStation, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's the thing where there's all of the little
museum pieces.
Yeah. How many of those are there? Is it 13, or is it more than that? I know it seems like a bunch, because there's a whole bunch of little stations in that basement area or wherever it's at.
Yeah, I would have to go through and look. Have you done this, Gwen, at all?
No.
Yeah, this is one of those achievements that I was like, oh, I probably should have realized that existed, because I'm pretty sure that I have the one title, the Hero of Hrothgar, but I don't think that I realized that it came with this, or that you could get this from that. So,
Do we just read through the article?
Yeah, we can just do that if you want.
Alright. Featuring the legendary Hrothgar Mountains in the eponymous Orc City, Orsinium contains a wealth of content that laid the groundwork for ESO's chapter system and proved a favorite of fans and developers alike. While Orsinium itself is a treasure in that regard, you can also find some great treasures during your adventures within it. From special weaponry to iconic looks, Orsinium has something to offer for everyone. Here's some great examples of the rewards you can earn while exploring the Orsinium DLC. Bear witness to these great costumes. Showcase both your might and your fashion sense by wearing a helmet fitted with the toothy head of a bear. 3 stylish appearances with Ursian helmets, the Old Orsinium Sentry, Cavalier of the Sworn Oath, and Tritamax Penitent Knight costumes are available by playing through Orsinium. Earn the Hero of Hrothgar achievement and complete the collections of the House of Orsimer Glories to acquire these looks for yourself. Forge masterpieces. The Orcs of Hrothgar are widely renowned for their crafts and metalwork. You too can master these secrets by earning pages of the motifs that teach their crafting techniques and unlock their outfit styles. 3 motifs are available: Malakath, Trinamac, and Ancient Orc. Motif pages from Malakath are available by completing daily quests to slay Hrothgar world bosses, while pages for Trinamax style are available from completing daily quests to explore Hrothgar delves. Finally, you can find pages for the ancient orc style by defeating Hrothgar public dungeon bosses. Feast like an orc king. Traditional orc chef Orzorga will share the secrets of her cuisine to adventurers who help her with her culinary preparations. Complete her quest to earn new provisioning recipes, from her tripe truffle pocket to her legendary smoked bear haunch. Such delicacies may require rare ingredients, but offer powerful stat boosts to resource pools and recovery for unusually long durations. Those seeking these recipes can find her in the aptly named Orzog's kitchen, slightly northeast of the entrance of Morkeldun Forge. Become a maelstrom of violence. When traveling through Hrothgar, you can find an entrance to the Oblivion demi-realm of Maelstroms. The Maelstrom Arena, ruled by the demi-prince Fa Nuit Ten. The arena is a proving ground for accomplished warriors from across Tamriel and beyond. Should you triumph over its challenges, you'll be awarded the finest of arms and armor, with special ability-altering weapons available to those who can make it all the way through the arena perils. For example, the Maelstrom Daedric staves, available in Infernal, Lightning, and Ice varieties. Both the damage tricks of the Wall of Elements skill. There are even weekly leaderboards for the finest combatants to brave the arena. Collect powerful item sets. Orsinium is also a great source of item sets to round out your build. The Briarheart set has been a staple for damage dealers for a long time, while the Pariah set is well loved by those seeking durability for PvP combat. You can find both the activities throughout the zone. What's more, crafters can discover stations to make the superb Law of Giuliano set a longtime staple of those using magicka to heal or harm in Hrothgar as well. And while those are some of the most popular sets from Hrothgar, they are by no means the only ones. Alright. That's a lot of stuff that you can do in Hrothgar. I forget there's a lot to do there. It's been a while.
Me too. I guess I just didn't ever think about the fact that there really is a lot of stuff that has become not meta for the game, but kind of meta for the game out of there. Like, I wear Briarheart now. In fact, I think I have it on right now. That and, like, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Do you remember when Trinamac was, like, one of the only styles that had wings? And so it was, like, a big deal, and they were selling for, like, 200 or 300k a pop for the chest pieces just because of the wing part of them.
Wings
like they
are
were
cool.
They were such a big deal when those drops happened.
Right.
Just so cool. Yeah, I guess I have to go back and do more. That's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, I've done that zone, and then you go back and kind of read about it and you go, wait a minute.
Right? Like, I didn't know you could get a bear helmet. Like, I know the bear helmet existed because I've seen people use it, but I didn't know that's how you got it.
Yeah, I didn't know where it came from, apparently. Silly me. Silly me.
Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff to be found. And I guess the oh my goodness, the museum pieces, that's kind of the same sort of thing that the Morrowind replica scale model, whatever. It's kind of that same.
Yeah, they have a lot of those now for DLCs.
There's kind of
the
one of
museum
those.
pieces and the food, like the Orzaga. They have someone like that in a lot of DLC zones too, where you can earn recipes.
Yeah. So you've got in Morrowind, you've got the map. In Somerset, you've got that like museum as well. That's on Artaeum. And then in Elsewhere, you've got the mural. And in Hrothgar, you've got the House of Orsimer Glories.
And in Murkmire, you have that weird wheel thing.
Oh, yeah. What is there for this year's chapter? Was there anything?
I don't think so. There wasn't anything for High Isle either.
Huh. I just thought about that. You're right.
High Isle was the chapter that they decided to change directions. No.
You know, did they
No, that
stop
was this year.
doing
No, that was
those when we started getting the multiple piece sets for antiquities? Because think about that, like at Greymoor,
Yeah.
you find all those pieces for your Dwarven Mount. Blackwood, you find all those pieces for that tapestry. High
Yeah,
Isle, yeah.
and you get the pieces for the different crafting stations.
Yeah. And that about lines up with starting with
Yeah.
Greymoor after Elsewhere ended.
Yeah, it's less of a museum piece thing and more of something that's earnable for you as a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that would
I
make
never
sense.
thought about that until this moment.
That Dwarven Mount's like 13 pieces, isn't it?
Yeah, I still don't have it.
Neither do I.
I need to farm
We're
it.
working on it.
Yeah. I think I've got a couple of the pieces, but, yeah, I haven't earned the whole thing. Oh yeah, Moki in chat says also the polymorph or skin pieces in High Isle too. I forgot about that.
And in
Those are
Clockwork City, the target dummy.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't finished that. I was working on that. I just didn't get around to finishing all the pieces.
Yeah. Huh. Well,
You
there
can
you
get
go.
you can get that one once per character.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing too, not to jump ship about what we're talking about, but Maelstrom is now not easier, but it's less frustrating if you're a person that wants to complete a set with the curated drops. So like if you run it on normal, it's not too bad, and you can basically get your curated drops for all your item sets to be able to reconstruct stuff and whatnot. So
I thought you were going to say they
definitely
made
worth it.
changes to it that made it easier.
Well, no, but yes, but no.
No, but yes, but no. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's easier than it used to be, but
Oh, it's definitely easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
Vet can still kick your butt and make you want to put your head into a wall. I haven't actually done Vet on my stand blade. So,
I'm trying to think. I feel like I started that maybe.
I'm like a third of the way through or something on this character. It's pretty painful, or can be pretty painful. But, yeah. So cool. There's some extra little treasures you can find in Orsinium that we never really thought about until right now. The more you know.
So are y'all ready to dive into the 3-hour part of our show where we talk about patch
we're
notes?
we're not doing a 3-hour part of our show.
Patch
don't
notes,
even have to talk about
aka the 3-hour tour.
I just put a couple things in here. I just put them there in case there were a couple things that you knew about that you wanted to touch on.
Right. Yeah, I had a chance. I didn't have a chance to go over the whole thing. I tried to look at it briefly before the show, but I wasn't sure if I was looking at some of the stuff from the original post from PTS or if I was looking at the update. So it'd be nice to have that in a format where you could easily skip. I mean, I know they have it kind of outlined and you can scroll, but it'd be nice if you could just click and it take you to that part.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
Because I don't want to have to scroll through a 1,000-page thing to get to the one little part I'm looking for. But yeah, but there's a lot in there. So I will link those with the show notes, and if you want to go look at those and see what changes they made, because this is what's live now, right?
Yeah, it's live on PC.
Yeah. So before it was just PTS stuff, and now it's the actual update with what's in the game for PC players, and assuming will be in game for console if they don't make changes between now and then.
Yeah.
Have they ever done that? Have they ever made changes between releases?
I don't remember actually. I think if they did, it's been because there's been pretty bad like bugs.
Right.
Like bugs. But even
Only
so,
when
remember that
something's
one
on
time that we
fire.
had we had the blue screen problems and we still had to wait for a full patch during the Greymoor year because of everything.
Markarth. I literally
Markarth,
stopped
yeah.
playing.
Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know. Here's something that I noticed that I want to check on PlayStation because I don't think it'll be there. So last night I was being a trader, as you would call me, on PC, and I went to Vardenfell, and there was a wreath, like a flower wreath that was like pink and purple and white, just chilling on the Vardenfell way shrine, but only on one spot, only on one pillar. And I was like, what the? That's weird. I've never seen that before. So it seemed like it was like a spring or like a, I'm wondering if it's a Jester's Fest decoration that just accidentally appeared.
Oh yeah, no. Apparently, some people have noticed like there's accidental Halloween decorations in Somerset.
Yeah, there's
and
pumpkins
stuff.
in Hrothgar right now. I have pictures of them from last night. I was like, why are pumpkins everywhere?
Update 41 went a little nuts.
Yeah, so that's a fun one.
Maybe some of the folks in Tamriel just like to celebrate at different times of the year.
That's what someone said. Someone goes, well, technically it's fall, you know, in the other hemisphere or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but it's not Halloween. I was like, it's not quite the same. But yeah, I was laughing because I went running through and I said to someone last night in chat, I go, hey, wait a minute. Why are there pumpkins all over Hrothgar? And they're like, maybe orcs just really like pumpkins. And I was like, no, these are like the carved Halloween ESO pumpkins. And they go, oh, I don't know. I was like, okay. And then I saw it on X today, and I went, yep, good. I'm not the only one that noticed. So, it was fun. Yeah. Gwen, did you get to look at these at all? Was there anything that you wanted to touch on or anything?
Nope.
Cool.
Once we actually get it on console, though, I'll tell you if I still like being a necromancer.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, wait, I do have something that I'm so excited about. I feel stupid saying it, though, because we're a console show. Do you want to know
We're
what I'm
not really a
about?
console show. We just happen to be on console. If
Okay,
you have
fine.
PC-related things you want to tell the world, by
I do,
all means,
because
tell the
it's
world
relevant to update
PC-related
41.
things. Then share it. Share it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Do you
I'll
wanna know
hound
what I
you
got?
about it, but...
Okay. Okay, here's what I got really excited about. My PlayStation controller works on PC now with no third-party app.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm so excited! And it shows the PlayStation buttons!
That sounds great.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds great.
It just works. You just plug it in, and you just tap your button, and then the console UI comes on, and you just play with it. It's amazing.
I'm so used to using my Xbox controller now, but...
I just was used to making my computer think it was an Xbox controller, because I use DS4 Windows, and so I would just basically bypass it, but all of the buttons then on screen were Xbox controller buttons, which was super annoying, and it was a good thing I had everything memorized. But yeah, now it's like legit our actual buttons. I was so excited.
So it's going to make it even easier for you to slip away from PlayStation because you won't know the difference is what you're saying.
Yes.
You'll play on PC but think you're playing on PlayStation because the UI will be the same.
Well, here's the funny thing about switching back and forth. So with the previous DS4 Windows situation, whenever I would have to mount up on PC, you would have to hold down our like share button because the Xbox controllers don't have our touchpad. So I got so used to doing that then when I would get on PlayStation at night, I would take like 87 screenshots because I would hold down that button like I was going to mount up, not thinking about it, and then it would be like ta-ting, 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 and I'm like, oh no. So now, the other day I got on PC and I went and held down that button and nothing happened, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized, oh yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. It now knows that I have a touchpad in the middle of my controller.
Nice.
It was really exciting. I know that's like the stupidest thing to be excited about, but it actually really made me excited when the update dropped and it was like that. So,
well,
yay.
If you can't get excited about the little things in life, something's wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So.
The other thing too is this is another exciting thing, and I did want to bring this up because it directly relates to guild management. Now with the new update, guild history events that you participated in are visible regardless of permission. So, like, let's say that you deposit gold into the bank, the guild bank, you'll be able to see it even if you don't have permission to see someone else's transactions. So that way there's no more, like, messages of, like, oh, I think I accidentally deposited X, Y, and Z into your guild. Could you look for me, or could you remove it for me? Because now people will be able to look at that. And then the other thing, too, is they fixed an issue where the guild messages of the day or descriptions had that weird, like, it said they could appear truncated if there was any censored text in it. So, like, for a while, I know ours, even though there were no bad words or anything, it was censoring portions of it, and then it would be all messed up. So they fixed that. And then also they've further optimized some of the guild history stuff, which has moved some events into different categories and whatnot. So that's just a little bit of the changes for, like, the functionality piece of it, from the guild side of things. Yeah, one other quick thing that I was really excited to read, and again, it seems like a really trivial thing, but for management for things, or like if you want to know where something came from, it's kind of exciting. And it is, let me get back to it so that I get the wording correct really quick. Where are you? It is... Where are you? Well, first of all, unified gear repair kits. So that's really nice. I gained like 1 million slots in my inventory when I logged in for 41. And then also siege stacks, now that we've actually seen it live, they go up to a stack of 20 if they're at maximum health. So if you have siege that's not at max health, it won't stack the same way. It uses the siege weaponry first that has the lowest health in your inventory as well, just to make sure that your bag stays fresh. But that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for... Oh, here it is. So there are some new icons to be on the lookout for. New container icons. So some of the icons for dailies will change, so that you can see where the containers came from. So the delve dailies have a delve icon. The world boss ones have a world boss icon. Incursion containers have an incursion portal icon. So, like, they've matched the icons next to what it appears as, so you can tell where those, like, containers came from, which is cool. And, yeah. Those are just kind of a couple things that I saw that I know people have had questions about or were kind of throwing around and wondering if like how they were going to exactly pan out once they were live. So we'll have to see how they pan out on console and what you guys think of them, but just kind of wanted you to know.
Very cool. We lost Gwen.
Yeah, I think she probably has to go because it's her time normally, but I am less sad.
All right, well,
yeah.
Have a good night, Gwen. Thanks for joining us while you could.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we got started a little late tonight. I was a little late, too. So.
Yeah, but you know, late for us is kind of normal.
Well, yeah, but it's hard when you have a co-host who has to, you know. I always feel bad because I was like, I want her to have the most amount of time with us as possible. I get less sad when we lose our bard.
One day I'm going to just start making my kids go to bed at like 9 o'clock my time, and then I'll just hop on right away.
Yeah.
They're going to love that because they're getting older. Make them go to bed earlier. All right. So do we want to jump in a little bit of lore? Got a couple of things in here for some lore topics.
Sure. We don't have to do the first one necessarily. I definitely want to touch on the second one, though, because it's what we were talking about a little bit. We've been touching on the Orsinium stuff. And so I went back and actually found a Meet the Character that was Chief Bazrag from before we did the show. So this is a Daggerfall Covenant report on Chief Bazrag Grofarin. And it says, Royal Communique for the Eyes of High King Emmerich by Zephyrin Frey, Royal Chronicler of Wayrest. Your Majesty, while taking in the sights of the work in progress known as Orsinium, I encountered another orc we both know from Kurog's time in Wayrest. Do you remember Bazrag Grofarin? I'm sure you do. He was as quiet as Kurog was loud, but just as deadly with sword or axe. This one-time friend and ally of King Kurog is now a clan chieftain, but despite their history, Bazrag refuses to accept Kurog's rule. He's a stubborn old hardliner, and perhaps the most prominent of the chiefs who still haven't given Kurog their full support. When Bazrag followed King Kurog on his mercenary adventures, he battled across Tamriel at Kurog's side. Now he takes his role as clan chief very seriously, always keeping the needs of Hrothgar and the orcs clearly at the forefront of all his endeavors. Chief Bazrag considers the old customs and traditions to be sacrosanct. He's a firm believer in Malakath and the Blood Code. A proud and accomplished orc, he wants to see the rise of a new orc empire as much as Kurog does. However, Bazrag thinks the process will take generations and can't be hurried along, no matter how many cities Kurog decides to raise. To his mind, patience and adherence to tradition are the keys to uniting the clans and rebuilding Orsinium. Anything else is the addled dream of a reckless fool that threatens the glimmer of hope he sees for his people's future. Gruff and serious, Chief Bazrag refuses to accept a new god or a new approach to life for the Orsimer. The old ways have served the orcs well, Bazrag believes, and abandoning them for Trinimac and his ideas about truth, honor, and unity is an anathema. In fact, I've heard Bazrag proclaim that the Trinimac movement is nothing more than a plot by the High Elves to spread their own religion to Hrothgar. I'm sure he's just being paranoid, but I have noticed an increasing number of High Elves arriving in Orsinium. My king. As chief and opponent of Kurog, Bazrag needs to be handled very carefully. If King Kurog has an equal among the clan chiefs, it is Bazrag Grofarin. He is the support of the chiefs still opposed to Kurog's plans. He never displays the slightest bit of fear when confronting Kurog, and his stern and regal bearing keeps the traditionalist orcs flocked around his banner. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with among those who initiate events and inspire influence in Hrothgar. Zephyrin Frey, Royal Chronicler of Wayrest. So I thought that was kind of a fun little look into the parallels between the two orc leaders, or two of the orc leaders, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. Without getting too spoilery, of course, if you've not done the Orsinium questline, Kurog Orsinium is the king of the orcs of the Hrothgar Mountains during the Interregnum. So he has aided King Emmerich during Rancer's War, basically in exchange to get Orsinium back, or for the return of Orsinium. And afterwards he did join the Daggerfall Covenant. Yeah. So a lot of what's happening in Orsinium has to do with this sort of crisis that's happening between the Trinimac and Malakath cults that you heard mentioned there in that Meet the Character. So Bazrag is very, committed to Malakath, and there's some other orcs and some other people, if you will, in Orsinium who are committed to Trinimac. So yeah, it's a really great quest line. If you have not done it, I highly suggest it.
Yeah, I don't remember all the details, but I do remember there being some pretty crazy back and forth between the the different factions as far as Trinimac and Malakath. Mm-hmm. It was certainly interesting. Not sure that I can side with either one of them, to be honest. But,
well, yeah. There's some cool little lore tidbits as you go throughout Orsinium, but also it's just interesting to see how committed the orcs are to one thing or the other. They're very stubborn, if you will, you know. So, yeah. And the whole way that orc culture works is kind of interesting as well. And you can learn a lot more about it if you go and play through the actual storyline. So, yeah.
So, do you want to read this other thing? It's not very long.
Yeah, we can do the other one. Let me pull it up.
You want me to read it?
Sure. There's one quick thing to mention about this one. So, this book has been seen in Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and Elder Scrolls Online. However, the ESO version of this book also includes a declaration that it was banned within the Daggerfall Covenant because it's anti-orc propaganda.
Nice.
So you'll see when you read it. So take it away.
All right. This is The True Nature of Orcs, a book detailing the Orsimer race and their origin. Orcs were born during the latter days of the Dawn Era. History has mislabeled them beast folk, related to the goblin races, but the orcs are actually the children of Trinomac, strongest of the Altmeri ancestor spirits. When Trinomac was eaten by the Daedroth prince Boethia and transformed into that foul god's insides, the orcs were transformed as well. The ancient name for the orcs is Orsimer, which means the pariah folk. They now follow Malak, the remains of Trinomac. Who is Malak? He is more commonly known as the Daedroth Prince Malakath, whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized, the sworn oath, and the bloody curse. He is not technically a Daedra lord, nor do the other Daedra recognize him as such, but this is fitting for his sphere. Of old he was Trinomac, the champion of the High Elves' pantheon, in some places more popular than Ariel, who protected them against enemies without and within. When Trinomac and his followers attempted to halt the Velothi dissident movement, Boethia ate him. Trinomac's body and spirit were corrupted, and he emerged as Malakath. His followers were likewise changed for the worse. Despised by everyone, especially the inviolate Ariel, they quickly fled to the northern wastes near Sarthal. They fought Nords and Chimer for a place in the world, but did not get much. In Skyrim, Malakath is called Orki, or Old Knocker, and his battles with Ysmir are legendary.
And
there it is.
that's how you get a Daedric or Daedrith lore prince
From
out of
poop.
poo.
Yep. What a
In
crappy,
so many words.
what a crappy way to come into existence.
Did you say crafty or crappy?
Take your pick. I know which one I said.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the orcs are a they have an interesting bit of lore regarding that stuff. Makes you wonder, what was going through the mind of the people that wrote this stuff when they wrote it. Were they like they had something bad to eat and they were like, oh, what if this was how a Daedric prince or whatever was formed?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure in mythology somewhere, which I can't think of at the moment because I'm quite tired, but I'm sure in mythology somewhere there is, this sort of like someone formed out of someone else.
Right.
In terms of a pantheon.
Right. Yeah, they take a lot of inspiration from real world beliefs around different cultures and stuff. So.
Right. Exactly.
Do we know who the orcs would be? Like kind of inspired by, as far as culturally speaking.
I am trying to remember. Give me 1 second.
Athena from the brow of Zeus is what Rose Mackey said.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Knew I could count on you.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. The orcs are... Oh, gosh.
Rose waves. Says hi.
I'm trying to remember who they compared them to.
I remember there being an article that kind of touched on some of that somewhere at some point. I don't remember where I saw it.
I think there's been a lot of unofficial kind of like thoughts about it, you know.
Right. And I don't know that any race in the Elder Scrolls is directly parallel to anything else, but you can see like you can definitely see some pretty simple. I'm drawing a blank on the word I'm trying to find there, but you can see where inspiration was drawn from pretty easily with some more than others.
Yeah, I mean, some people say that orcs are kind of a combination of like Spartan, you know, or like even like Mongolian tradition or heritage because of the way that their beliefs go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense because they're, you know, big warrior types, and anytime I ever see anything related to Mongolian, they're always like some kind of big bad, you know, warrior guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's probably still some like Roman and Greek influence in there as well, a little to me anyway. I know that we like to consider the Imperials probably a lot more similar to that, but I do think that you could probably argue that the orcs have a little bit of that as well, perhaps.
And that's kind of the beauty of fantasy races, is you can mix and match to kind of create, you know, something from, take different things from different cultures and mismatch and kind of create a sort of a blend, and you know.
For sure.
Yeah. But the whole their god was pooped out and became a different that is quite funny.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's definitely, you know, more to it than that if you go and actually like really dive into the lore, but you know, that we could be here all day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, each one of the races has got a pretty deep history to jump into, which I think would be fun, but at the same time, it's kind of been done. So, and I don't know that we could do it as good as other people have.
Yeah, we might just do it in a different way. Who knows?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I definitely would like to get into, you know, some at least kind of surface level lore stuff, because there are those people, you know, because this is kind of what got me where I'm at now, that I enjoy the lore, but I don't necessarily have time to like study and, you know, hunt down every book in the game and read. I don't read very fast. You know, I'm sure that I cover that up well reading on the show, but yeah, reading takes me, like, I just, like, my wife can read a, you know, big old book in a day. You know, if she's got time to sit down for several hours and read, she'll be done with an entire book, where I can't, my attention span's not there. But if I can get in my car and, you know, get some stuff that I can take in, and, you know, if it gets super deep, I'm going to get lost, but, you know, but I enjoy getting kind of overviews of the different, you know, the races and the different cultures, and who all the different Daedra and Aedra and you know, dragon breaks, you know, which can get pretty crazy, but, you know, and all that stuff.
Yes, they can.
All that stuff is just, it's cool to get, like, even just, you know, kind of broad strokes of what it is, and gives you a bit more of appreciation for the game that you're playing, even if you don't necessarily jump in, you know, to a is it written in uncertainty That's
Yeah.
Aramithius?
Yes, that's Aramithius'
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, if you are looking for college level stuff, go check him out. Um, he gets very, very deep. Very good at what he does. But but just surface level stuff helps have an appreciation of what you're playing when you come across something. You go, oh, okay, I kind of have an idea for what's going on. Yeah, I might not know everything, but at least when they make that reference, I'm not completely clueless.
Right.
But
Right.
so I would like to maybe do a little bit of that. It's just hard to find time. There's so much stuff happening in the game all the time.
Oh, believe me, I know all about that.
Yep. Cool. Well, I mean, that's kind of all we had this week, right?
Yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of extra stuff. I mean, there may have been more things posted on the forums or things here and there, but I definitely did not have as much time to peruse that stuff, as normal. So.
Are you going to jump into any of the new stuff on PC, or are you going to wait till it hits console?
I have not done anything so far. I would like to, but I'm also fine with waiting. So it's one of those things where, like, if I did it, I would probably run it with, well, actually, I mean, I would pretty much run it with anybody that wants to do a lore run, but I don't know if Toasted Peanut has done it yet either. So I may drag him through a lore run at some point as well, but I just don't know whether I would do that with him first or with us first. So a lot of times I try and wait until we can do it on console altogether, but I also know our schedules have been a little, like, crazy lately, so.
Yeah. Give us about 15 years when all the kids are grown and out of the house, and, we can sit down and we're old and don't have much to do.
Right. Hopefully the servers are still up.
Yeah, we might actually have a sequel at that point.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
They'll be like, and we're celebrating our 20 year. What?
We've actually got more listens than.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Here we go again.
No, I stopped. I stopped. Only those who know the joke will get the call back. For now.
Speaking of jokes, really quick, because this happened to me right before the show. I was laughing because, last year I went to PAX East, and it was awesome because I had dinner with a bunch of the ESO content creators and just some Elder Scrolls players that all got together. And it was funny because earlier today, Nephis, tagged a bunch of us and was like, hey, who's going to PAX? Are we going to have a dinner again? Like, what are we going to do? And somebody, a bunch of people, couldn't go this year or whatever, so people were talking back and forth, and it was kind of like, okay, so if we do anything, it's going to be smaller than last time. And Lotus chimed in, and he's like, yeah, I don't think I could get away with doing what we did last time, because I think the Divines might, smite me, basically. Because last time we had, a huge party of well over 30 people in this restaurant. And it was a lot, and at the end of the night, well, basically what I said to him is, it would be okay. I'm not there to trip the waiter this time. Because I don't remember if you remember this story, but at the end of the night, this poor waiter, he was just, done with us. He was super annoyed. And so everybody was trying to be nice to him, because of how big the party was. And at one point, he walked behind me, and I put my foot backwards and tripped the poor guy, and he almost bit it. And Lotus was like, great. He goes, wow, that guy was having a bad night. I'm like, yeah. So that's, I was thinking about it and I was laughing. I said, well, now they don't have to worry about me tripping the waiter, because I'm not at PAX this year.
So you passed that duty on to somebody else.
Yeah. So, this is your, if someone's going to PAX next week and you happen to listen to this show and you happen to go out to dinner with Lotus and Nephis, I don't want to say trip the waiter for me, because that sounds really mean.
If you want to play a prank, just put some Trinamac in a brown paper bag and sit it on the floor and see if they step on it.
Stop. That's enough. Okay. Listen, cat, nobody is scooping your litter box. Now let's get out of here.
There's no Trinimac in my litter box, thank you.
Gross. Things have gone way too far. Gwen's like, and this is why I can't leave you two unattended. It's the real reason she left. She knew the lore was going to take us downhill.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm kidding.
You know what they say about things that run downhill. Trinimac.
Stop. Oh, no. And that's how we lost listeners.
Yeah. Or gained them. Who knows? I mean, somebody might be like, that's the best thing I've heard all night.
Stop.
So, anyway.
Oh, boy.
My Trinimacian jokes are terrible.
Gives whole new meaning to the words lore dump.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are lore seekers. We have a guild.
We are. We do.
Yep. It's on PlayStation, obviously, because we are. And it's on PC, I guess, because she is.
Wow.
And it is on Xbox as well. If you have any desire to come and take part in the shenanigans that are the Lore Seekers, then you can do so simply by going to loreseekers.club and follow the information there that guides you to the place you need to be and the things you need to do. You will need Discord, so have that installed, and come in and hit the Discord and follow the prompts and all that good stuff, and turn in your application. That sounds like a big deal, but it's really not. It's just more of give us a little bit about yourself, so we can, kind of gauge whether or not you're a good fit for the type of guild that we are, and you're a good fit for. We're a good fit for the type of player that you are, because not all guilds are meant for everybody, and that's okay. That's why there are so many different types of guilds. Just come do that, and then once you've done that, usually within a day or so, we should be able to get you an invite in game. And if you come join us on PlayStation, there's a couple things that we have going on pretty regularly, about every week. As long as there's nobody out or anything. We've got Mondays with Moki. You want to tell them a little about Mondays with Moki?
Sure. On Mondays, you can hang out with Moki.
That's
no, I'm
awesome.
Just kidding. You can do that. But also, it's a flex event where people in the guild get together, hang out, chat, run through and do achievements for things, or fishing, or Cyrodiil, or mount piece farming, or, looking for different things in the game. It's kind of like whatever anybody wants to do. And Moki helps people group up and get together and do all of that. Usually it starts grouping anywhere between 7:30 and 8 Eastern. So yeah, that's what happens on Mondays with Moki.
Very cool.
We also have Treacherous Tuesday. What happens on Treacherous Tuesday?
On Treacherous Tuesday, we get together to do dungeons. That is our designated go do dungeon day. You obviously can do dungeons any day and every day, but that is the day that we say, if you haven't done some dungeons, now's a good time to do it. So group up and go hit your favorite dungeon, or a new dungeon, or an old dungeon, or a random dungeon, or any dungeon you want to hit. And you can do that with whatever goals you may have. If you've got a group that wants to chase achievements, then you can do that. If you've got a group that wants to farm gear, you can do that. Whatever the case may be, Tuesdays, that's the day that we say, definitely try to do that today. And then we have this other thing, and we always seem to butcher it, but it's Fearless Friday. What is Fearless Friday? I never can seem to remember.
Undaunted?
Oh, Undaunted.
Undaunted.
We are Undaunted.
Are Undaunted.
That's right. I always have such a hard time remembering that.
Yeah, seems like.
And who hosts that?
That's with Arthuria Dragoon.
Woo!
On Fearless Friday. Also at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So, that is also just a pretty casual thing. Go group up and uh, do the daily delves for the Undaunted, possibly some pledges,
Yep.
or just sit in a tavern and sing poorly. You know,
Guess so.
that's what we do. I mean,
Basically.
we don't know what we're doing, um, or do we? Yeah. So those are the things that we have going on the PlayStation side of things. And if you're in the guild and you've got some other ideas for things, and especially if you are interested in hosting some things, hit us up. Let us know. We'd be happy to help kind of facilitate those things and um, get you going with some new events. Yep.
Yeah. And that's not even just for PlayStation. That's on any of the platforms. So if
Yep.
you're a lore seeker on any platform and you listen to the show, please let us know. Hit us up.
Yep. And speaking of hitting us up, there's a couple different ways you can do that.
Yeah.
The first is on the platform formerly known as. It is now currently where you stick a shovel, or
Because it
shoot.
marks the spot.
Yes, yes. uh, yeah. So you can find us on that platform at Snugpod Cast. You can email us, and in a little less than 2 years, like a year and a half. No, not even that. Like a little more than a year, actually. I'm getting. That's what happens with old age. In a little more than a year, I'll actually be able to get into the email to check it. I'm getting closer to the age of email ability.
You're the worst.
Yeah. So if you want to email us, see, I can't even remember email addresses. I'm not old enough yet. What's the email address?
Wow. The email address for us is snugpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. So if you're hanging out with us live, thank you for doing that. If you think this has got to be the worst way to watch something, but it would be great to listen to, or maybe you love watching it, but you just can't all the time, or you want to hear it again, whatever the case may be. I mean, we had some pretty Trinamachian jokes
Wow.
this week, but you can hit your favorite podcast apps and just search Snug Podcast, and you should be able to find us there. If you are currently listening and you did not know that you could see this live, can they?
They can.
How?
They can join us live in a couple places. They can join us on twitch.tv/snugpodcast, or they can also find us on YouTube by searching for Snug Podcast.
Very cool. All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week. And if all goes well, best laid plans of mice and men, as we said before. Was that actually on the show, or was that before the show? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But anyway, if all goes according to plan, we should be back next week at the same snuggly time in the same snuggly place. Yep, come back and join us next week, and we'll talk some more ESO stuff. Maybe then we'll have a little more feedback from some fellow guildies and stuff about what they've liked and disliked, and with the new patch and the goings on around Tamriel. So until then, take care of yourself, take care of others, and we will see you next time.
Sleep well, Tamriel.